6ix9ine was going to tell me to tell you he love you. He said he really fucked with you, yo. Man, Shorty a real nigga. Shorty just seen me and greeted me. You hear me? Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Hey, most niggas be scared to come up to us. For what?
Mello, that's what NBA Youngboy right now, right? I don't know if it's this little thing whatever suck on that balcony on that chair for $100. Jesus Christ! I told her I got a 100 for you. That's all I got. Yeah, he got a deal. Yeah, he got a deal. Yo, what's good, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of hip-hop's most complex and twisted beefs. The ongoing saga between 6ix9ine and NBA Youngboy. This ain't your typical rap beef, shorty. This is a story that spans years, involves snitching million-dollar offers, murder cases, and label politics. We're talking about two of the most controversial figures in rap, and how their relationship went from mutual respect to straight-up warfare. So buckle up, gang, because this story is wild from start to finish. Let me break it down for you, homie. Back in 2018, both 6ix9ine and NBA Youngboy were on that timing. They were the hottest young rappers in the game. 6ix9ine was blowing up with his rainbow hair and aggressive style, while Youngboy was building his empire from Baton Rouge. These weren't just regular artists. These were two forces of nature that were changing the whole landscape of hip-hop. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Despite what you might think about their current relationship, these two actually had mad respect for each other back in the day. We're talking about a time when the streets still respected the streets. You feel me? 6ix9ine himself told this story, and it's one that really shows you how different things were back then. Picture this. It's 2018. The rap game is heating up, and these two young kings are crossing paths. According to 6ix9ine, NBA Youngboy actually walked up to him and showed him love. Not
someone that you had a perception in your head that might be negative, that you met, and then they completely proved you wrong.
I think NBA Youngboy.
Okay.
So I thought NBA Youngboy, like, you know, had a, like, want to be down. Like, how I say, like, I met him at a basketball game, but this is before cooperation.
Okay, what year? Oh, this is like 2018-ish? Like.
Yeah, I just walked up to him by myself.
Oh shit.
He said it. I got it right here. You want to see it? So he's like, yo, I walked with 6ix9ine. He mad cool. He came up to me by himself.
And this is in New York City?
No, it was in LA.
LA, okay.
I'm gonna see. I saved it, but NBA Youngboy, he's pretty down to earth.
I think just misunderstood, bro. I think people just misunderstand his music. It's real.
Yeah, people think he's like reckless and violent. I mean,
he's not. He's actually he only fuck with people who fuck with him.
Just a head nod or some fake industry handshake. Real 6ix9ine described it like this. Youngboy saw him and greeted him properly, kept him moving like a real one should. And you know what 6ix9ine said about it? He called Youngboy a real underscore and said that most people be scared to come up to him. But
6ix9ine was going to tell me to tell you he love you. He said he really fucked with you, yo. Man, Shorty a real nigga. Shorty just seen me and greeted me. You hear me? Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Hey, most niggas be scared to come up to us. For what? We some of the coolest niggas you can meet. That nigga see me and greeted me, though, and kept it going. Real nigga. Yeah, met each other.
But as we all know,
but Youngboy wasn't on that type of energy. He was one of the coolest people you could meet, according to 6ix9ine. Interview.2.15/3.05. This is important, y'all, because it shows that before all the drama, before all the politics, these two actually recognized each other as real ones in the game. Youngboy wasn't intimidated by 6ix9ine's reputation, and 6ix9ine respected Youngboy's authenticity. It was genuine mutual respect between two artists who were both grinding their way, though. The top.interview.3.25/3.49, however, the streets have the power to alter everything, as we are all aware. And what followed would pave the way 4 years of conflict. Let's fast forward to 2020, when everything is altered, not a cap. When 6ix9ine became involved in the RICO case involving the 9 Trey Bloods, his entire world collapsed. Everyone is aware of what transpired next. Homie became the most despised man in hip-hop after he made the decision to assist the federal government. 6ix9ine was essentially blackballed from the industry after being released from prison. No one wanted to collaborate with him. Nobody desired to be connected to him. Additionally, his career was in jeopardy. He was being treated like he had the plague by the same artists who had previously shown him love. That's the street reality. Family, there is no turning back once you've crossed that line.
Like, we spoke after cooperation, like when I gave Kodak $1 million, I guess NBA Youngboy, and Act could tell you this, Act was, we were gonna pay, when we did that Kodak feature, we already had, not saying that Kodak was our second option, we just had the $1 million there to, you know, do the video with fume vapes and all that shit. But I guess NBA Youngboy was, you know, I guess he didn't want to be the first person to jump, you know, the gun. But wait, it gets
line. However, 6ix9ine wasn't prepared to give up. He was wealthy. He had a scheme, and he was adamant about returning. What then did he do? In an attempt to regain his importance, he began contacting important artists. And you know who was at the top of his list? NBA Little Boy. He reportedly promised Youngboy a cool $1 million to collaborate on a song. According to 6ix9ine, gang, $1 million. Play money isn't like that. That bread has the power to transform someone's life, and for a little moment, it appeared as though it would indeed occur. Youngboy was genuinely thinking about it. According to 6ix9ine, they talked to each other. As they worked out the specifics, it appeared that their cooperation would end. This would have been a significant bag for a Youngboy and a huge part of 6ix9ine's comeback. This is where things get insane. Though, at the last minute, Youngboy decided to pull out 6ix9ine and claims that following the partnership issue, Youngboy didn't want to be the first to rush the gun and collaborate with him. The situations, politics, the possible blowback, and the pressure from the streets were simply too much. Interview 5.296.01. But hold on, things become even trickier. Briefly, guess who took the initiative after Youngboy pulled out? Plate Tim Lowe, Youngboy's friend who is well known for the King Von incident. Yes, that is funny, Tim. For those who are unaware, Lulu King Von is said to have been assassinated by Tim outside the Atlanta hookah lounge in 2020. This guy has a strong connection to Youngboy's circle and is not someone you play with. It was therefore a huge deal when he expressed interest in working with 6ix9ine and on the $1 million project. It's likely that 6ix9ine believed he had struck gold. Getting someone from Youngboy's inner circle would be the greatest option. If he couldn't get Youngboy directly, funny. Tim was credible on the street. A partnership would still provide 6ix9ine with a connection to Youngboy's world that he was seeking, and he was hot in the streets due to the King Von incident. However, LOL Tim ultimately pulled out as well. Exactly like with Youngboy. Family, the politics were simply too intense for anyone attempting to preserve their street credibility. Working with 6ix9ine following the snitching incident constituted career suicide. The possible backlash and loss of respect in the streets made even $1 million insufficient. And as a result, 6ix9ine became irritated and likely felt something about the entire circumstance. He wanted to work and had the money, but no one wanted to take the chance of being connected to him. Respect can quickly turn into resentment when that kind of rejection occurs. In the present, 6ix9ine decided he was sick of being polite. He completely strayed from the script during an appearance on Adam Raw's stream, revealing what he claimed to be the reality regarding the NBA Youngboy predicament with his record company. Gang, this is where things start to get very hot. 6ix9ine was more than just a shooter. The jugular was his choice. He asserted that despite being one of the hottest rappers in the business, Youngboy was essentially a puppet for Atlantic Records, which owned all of his music. This is precisely what 6ix9ine stated. NBA Youngboy is currently the most popular rapper. Atlantic, they are the owners of all his music. I'm flying right now if I'm lying. NBA Youngboy is currently the most popular rapper all of his music. Is theirs the Atlantic? I'm okay if I'm lying. He's also by his side. Youngboy's reputation and business sense were directly targeted by this. Owning your masters and being in charge of your songs are crucial in hip-hop. It is the distinction between an employee and a boss. Therefore, it was essentially branding Youngboy a fraud for 6ix9ine to openly assert that he did not own his music. However, 6ix9ine didn't end there. He continued by outlining how the label system operates, how artists become entangled in these agreements, and how they ultimately have to sell their catalogs in order to obtain liquid funds. Using Youngboy as his main example, he was essentially providing a masterclass on how the music industry takes advantage of artists. Additionally, the timing of this was significant. There have been persistent rumors regarding Youngboy's contract predicament, and he has been quite open about his problems with Atlantic Records. Thus, 6ix9ine wasn't merely firing shots at random. He was striking where it was most painful. If you are familiar with NBA Youngboy, you are aware that he does not tolerate rudeness. Youngboy had to react to 6ix9ine's assertions regarding his ownership of his music, and he did it in the only way he knew how, through his music. Youngboy released a song in which he tackled 6ix9ine's assertions head-on. "Nigga, I don't do this with big set of tickets," is the main statement that everyone is discussing. "I don't receive my percentage. What are you talking about?" "Yes, nigga, I get my whole percentage," he declared. "What are you discussing?" Youngboy used this to convey that 6ix9ine was entirely incorrect about his circumstances. He was demonstrating that he is the owner of his song. 6ix9ine was just talking out his ass, and he does receive his percentages. However, the rejoinder covered more ground than the ownership claims alone. It was about being truthful, respectful, and credible. Youngboy has put too much effort into creating his kingdom for someone like 6ix9ine to destroy it with misleading information. Industry insiders claim that Youngboy actually contacted members of the media to ensure that they knew his stance. In contrast to his early days with Atlantic, he wanted it to be apparent that his current contracts are set up to allow him ownership and control over his work. But family, let's be honest, there is much more to this dispute than just promises of collaboration or song ownership. Two distinct approaches to navigating the rap game are discussed here. The contentious path is represented by 6ix9ine and stay current by doing whatever it takes, even if it involves assisting police enforcement. His entire post-incarceration career has been based on controversy, shock value, and saying whatever will make people talk. Conversely, Youngboy stands for the conventional street code. Be honest. Let your music speak for itself and refuse to assist the police. Despite his own legal issues, he has never gone beyond what 6ix9ine did. Their fight is fascinating because of this basic difference in how they approach the game. It goes beyond personal animosity. In today's industry, there is a conflict about what it means to be a true rapper. Additionally, the $1 million offer scenario highlights a significant aspect of both artists. It demonstrated 6ix9ine's desperate attempt to regain his relevance and credibility. It demonstrated to Youngboy that his values and street credibility could not be compromised for any amount of money. Let's now discuss the label scenario that 6ix9ine revealed, which is the elephant in the room. Even if his delivery was clumsy and obviously driven by personal animosity, several of his criticisms of the music business were true. In actuality, the majority of musicians, particularly those in their early years, do sign contracts that significantly benefit the labels. Like the majority of large companies, Atlantic Records has a history of signing musicians to contracts that grant the company substantial ownership and control over the work. But Youngboy's predicament is more complicated than 6ix9ine portrayed. Even if he may have had bad conditions early in his career, the terms of his most recent contracts have changed significantly. His ability to bargain for better terms has increased along with his popularity and power. Youngboy's remarkable production and hard ethics set him apart from many other artists. In addition to releasing hundreds of songs and working on several projects here, he has amassed a devoted fan following. He has an advantage over most artists because of this. Labels must respect your position when you're releasing as much songs as Youngboy, and it's all doing well. You are more than simply another performer under their control. They must keep you satisfied because you are a money-making machine. That's it. Grouped out the whole story of 6ix9ine versus NBA Youngboy. This narrative has it all. From mutual respect in 2018 to public beef and million-dollar promises in 2024, street politics, industry drama, snitching allegations, and two of the most polarizing individuals in hip-hop going at each other's throats. The fact that this dispute reflects broader concerns in hip-hop culture is what makes it so intriguing. Questions about what it truly means to be successful in the rap world, street credibility, industry dynamics, and authenticity. Will these two ever put an end to their animosity? Most likely not. It's unlikely that they will ever agree because of their basic differences in how they approach the game. But that's what makes it interesting for us, the fans. What are your thoughts, family? In this case, who is correct? Tell me in the comments section below. For more hip-hop drama breakdowns, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Remember to keep it real yet smart and stay safe out there tranquilly.